Excuse me. I'm the host. It's your boy RHIPS. But today I have none other than Pigeon Beats.
Thank you, man.
Introduce yourself a little bit, man.
Yeah, I'm Pigeon. Well, my name is Jose.
There you go.
Freaking everybody started calling me Pigeon because I used to walk like a pigeon, I guess. And ever since that, I just be like, I'm gonna keep it. I never heard nobody call yourself Pigeon. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna keep it. I heard the name before.
That's pretty accurate there.
Yeah.
I think for me, like the way that I came across you was also through Pigeon, but I think for me, what kind of started really bringing it home was realizing that you were using it as your name for beat making.
Yeah.
And then you started adding the sounds of the well. First, you started using pigeons just in general.
No, I just had my homie's cousin. She did me like a small little vocal tag. I just said Pigeon Beats.
Yeah,
And
yeah. And then I started hearing the pigeon noises after
pigeon
that.
noise. I actually recorded that pigeon song from an actual pigeon I have at home.
Oh, crazy!
So I'm gonna get something from the internet. Like I have a pigeon here at home. Let me record this shit.
And then you actually have a pigeon at home.
Yeah,
huh?
I actually have a pigeon at home.
That's crazy. Yeah.
$20.
Is it the rolling type or what?
I wish I went the rolling type, but freaking now it's
are-
a racing pigeon.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Yeah.
Dang. So you let it out from once?
I'm too scared to let it out of my house.
You haven't trained it to come back, or
I'm just scared. I'll just let it out.
It is a risk,
though. Yeah, it is a risk.
It is a risk.
Should I let it out?
Yeah, because that's
I
kind
let it out fly around my house. I'm like, okay, yeah, but going outside is all
But
different
that's
story.
the only one you have, huh?
Yeah, that's the only one I have.
I think that's part of the riskier
Yeah.
challenge there, because sometimes like when you have pigeons, it's like if you have a few of them that are already kind of trained and you're introducing new ones, it's easier to kind of like get them to come back.
Yeah, the guy I bought her from, he even told me to, if it ends up coming back to his spot, he'll call me and he'll give it back to me. Because in their feed, they have serial numbers.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
He'll be like, oh, what's serial
Their
number?
ID cards.
Like, okay. I'm like, all right.
I'm like, wait a minute, I just sold this one last week. Who's back?
Yeah, but I got it back. Fuck you.
Man, so I think I initially just was like hearing your beats online for the most part. Instagram, for a lot of people and stuff, right? And then I just, started seeing like the other homies like using your beats and stuff, and I was like, yo, damn, these fools like underrated. Like this was just under the radar, underrated, this fool has some fucking fire on it, like, and you just constantly, just kept coming back and kept hearing more stuff, and then you shoot me your stuff when you have some available, and you're like, I'll be listening to them. Like, damn, this shit.
Yeah, because we met through Mezcal and all those guys, right? East of the river.
Yeah. I think it was one of Mad Max's tracks that was like, yo,
Casadilla.
Yeah, I was like, yo, this beat is fire, fool. Like, you really got down on this one, man. Like,
and it was funny too, because he told me he was using it. I was like, where did you find it? Because I never sent it to him. And I was like, I got it from your SoundCloud. I was like, what the fuck? So I had to go through my SoundCloud. Like, what the fuck? Like, oh shit. Like, I didn't remember I had it there.
Hey, man.
Oh shit. I'm like, all right, cool. Use it.
That's what, you just had a SoundCloud displaying beats,
Yeah, back then I just had a SoundCloud just posting beats. I was not really doing nothing with it, sharing it with it. I just put it up there, and freaking if someone gets lucky, get it. I'm like, okay, cool.
So how did the whole you getting into beats started for you? I mean, was it just something that came naturally, or like what? How'd you get?
When I was in high school, I had a lot of friends who were producing, but they're producing like EDM, shuffling music when I was just popular.
Yeah.
So freaking I was like, I want to do that shit too. And they're showing me I was making like shuffling music, EDM back in the days. That's what I started with. Later on, freaking I was getting with the homie. They're showing me like boom bap shit, like Immortal Technique. That's what the first artist I listened to was like boom bap. I was like, oh shit, like
not
I like
a bad
this shit.
intro, bro.
Yeah, so I was listening to it like, oh shit, this is sick.
What album did you get introduced to his?
I forgot the album, but I was freaking Dance with the Devil.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, the main
I think
one.
it's Revolutionary Volume 2.
Yeah, I think so.
2 or 1?
No, I think it's 2.
Both of those are crazy though. 2 is something else, yeah.
And freaking after that, I started meeting like local rappers at school. I didn't know the rap, but like, oh shit, like, fuck, I wanted to start doing this shit. And next thing, in my senior year in junior class, I met my best friend. I was just chilling in the front of him, and I just overheard this one like, hey, I rap. Oh shit, what's up? Like, hey, I make beats. What's up? Let's do something. And since then, for now, we've just been kicking in, making music. So without him, I would not keep doing this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'll keep
just kind
going.
of pushing each other, inspiring each other and stuff. That's good, man.
Yeah.
And then you just started uploading that onto SoundCloud.
And he was nervous putting music out there, so I had to push him out there. Hey, push it, let's put it up there, let's upload it. And like, fuck, let's just put it. And sometimes I'll upload without him knowing, like, well, I'm posting this shit. like, yeah, I posted it.
Hey, if it's good, you got to get it out there, you know, or even if it's good for you, like, you know, exactly, start somewhere, you know, like you have your own like sense of, okay, I'm starting here. I like this sound. If I like it, chances are maybe other people might like it, you know, so like, why not put it out there? But you won't know until you get it out there and stuff, you know? So I think that was a good move on your part, man. Like, what did he think the times you were, you know, putting music out and
he was cool. He was like whatever's to it. But there was a point we stopped because freaking he was taking boxing seriously at that time.
Okay.
So I really stopped making music. I was like by myself. I'm like, fuck, I don't know what the fuck to do anymore. And I was going through Instagram. Next time I found Mezcal. Like, oh shit.
You just randomly stumbled on?
On Instagram. I was going through Instagram.
On the Explore page?
No, boy, hashtag.
Oh, yeah.
I found Mezcal. He said he had a studio. I was like, oh shit, let me message. I was like, hey, I'm a music producer. I want to learn how to engineer, blah, blah, blah. And he invited me to the studio there on First Street. I was like, hey, come over, come kick it. I'm like, all right, let's go. And that's why I met everybody. Him, Double D, Hollow, at Max.
The whole EOTR, yeah.
Yeah, that's how I met everybody. And from there, like, I'm going to go kick it more with these fools. Because my best friend, he was busy. I'm like, okay, he's doing his thing, whatever. And when I'm freaking with Mezcal, that's how I was keep making music. I'm like, all right, I'm going to make music and send it to these guys.
And then that's probably how you got on Mad Max's radar,
Mad Max,
huh?
Yeah, Mad Max. Yeah, I guess he was going through my SoundCloud.
I'm sure.
I was playing music beats for that. I guess and like none of it or whatever to it. And I guess it went through my page and saw that beat. And I'm like, oh, fucking take it.
That's the stuff.
When you told me, I was like, what the fuck? I was not expecting this.
That's the stuff, yeah. What did you, I mean, besides getting kind of like surprised, what did you think about it? Or like when you heard the track or when
I liked it a lot. I was just crazy. I was just there like in shock. Like, damn, like it's good. I want to do more.
Okay.
So I'm like, from there, I just keep making more beats, kick it with these guys, showing beats. And if they want it, I'll give it to them. But here it is. And see if something happens. Okay.
Yeah. That's what's up. Yeah. I mean, I think it sounds like it was like the perfect like next step for you since your homie was busy, right? Yeah. Like it was like that perfect next step to be able to maybe get more deeper into it, you know, and it definitely seemed like a place for you to kind of practice and really get a vibing with other people, you know, until you got that beat in rotation and you're like, damn, unexpectedly.
Yeah,
you know?
I was unexpected. I was like, oh shit. And I started showing my parents, look at this, showing my homies, like, oh shit, oh crap. Yeah. And freaking when Mad Max threw that show for the release party, my dad dropped me out. I was trying to convince him to stay here to kick with me, but he didn't want to stay because everybody's smoking weed, drinking, all that shit. I'm like, okay, I get it.
He's like, nah, that's your vibe.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. What did your parents think once they found out you were doing music or
they're
and all
cool
that?
with it. They always telling me keep going and do it.
That's
they're cool with it. And freaking everyone knows them. My mom's telling me, hey, make cumbia, make reggaeton, all that shit. Okay, I'll try to do it. And now I've been making a little bit of reggaeton. I've been trying to start a cumbia track. I'm like, okay, here. And she's like, okay.
They want something to dance to.
Yeah. So I'm like, they're thinking like, fuck, I'll start making cumbias for a while. Let's see how that goes.
Nice, man. So that's actually a good segue, man. What kind of like music has been inspiring your process? You know, your production. Is it what goodie bag do you reach into? You know, what's your go to or explain that process a little bit for.
When I started, I used to listen to a lot of Jay Dilla. That's how I got into more hip hop.
Yeah.
All the underground stuff. So freaking from him, when I was looking at videos how he made music back then, that's when I found out about the MPCs.
Okay.
And lucky, I had an old friend. We haven't talked, but I found out he had one. I was like, oh shit. And he said, I'll sell it to you. I'm like, fuck it, I'll buy it. And from there, I started using that. Started getting records. Listened to more old school hip hop. And that's where mostly inspired me is mostly old school hip hop from the 90s. Because I just like that generation of music, the music that we have now. It's just like, all the topics are the same now here. And back then, it was more different. I'm like, oh, okay, let me listen to this.
This is, I think, an ongoing debate for a lot of people, even from current music to like back then, right in the 90s. What's when it comes down to like hip hop music, what's your go-to in terms of like, what do you vibe with? Is it the lyrics or is it the beat?
That's difficult.
I'm saying that's why it's a long ongoing conversation and topic there.
It depends how you see it too, because some people be like, "Oh, I fuck with the beat, I like the beat," but freaking sometimes the lyrics, like, because the music from back in the days, they have lyrical shit. Music today, some music is lyrical, But someone was just trash and just talking like the same shit over and over. So I'm like, fuck, like, I don't know. Cause I'll fuck with the beats today because this is what's popping now. Like, okay, this is what gets the parties going, blah, blah, blah. But I'll go back to the 90s. Like, fuck, I fuck with this beat a lot heavy too. So I'm like, fuck, like, I want to make something like that too. So that's what inspires me too. Like, let me go back, listen to this again. Let me see if I can make something similar to that. Or let me find the same sample and switch it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, that question's really difficult because it goes both ways.
Have you found yourself remixing some stuff like that? You mentioned that, you know, maybe you'll pull some sample here and there.
Yeah, one time I got a acapella from my old freaking Wu-Tang, I think from Method Man. And I found the same sample he used in that beat, and I just flipped the sample differently and put the drums over and just used his acapella over it, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about your creative process. I hear you saying sampling. Like for a lot of people, they might not know what sampling is. Can you break that down a little bit? And then the second part of that, what kind of tools or hardware are you using? You know, to like make that magic happen.
Well, sampling is just getting like older songs from back then, the 50s, 70s, 80s. To now, sometimes you get samples from now.
Right.
You just get those songs and you cut them up. You cut them into certain pieces, and with like back in the 90s, I had a drum machine where you record the records into that, and you cut it, and you go freaking play with the pads, and you put on different sequences with the samples. So you change it up and frequently just make your own song with it. And with that, now you just get your drums, your same shit from records. I still use that today. And sometimes in digital, I use my FL Studios Fruity Loops on the computer.
Okay.
Before I started with Fruity Loops, and when later on I got my own laptop, the Mac, I found out Fruity Loops wasn't for Macs. I'm like, fuck. So I had to freaking figure out. I was going through YouTube, like what was like softwares out there that for Mac. Cause I didn't know nothing. I was still new, and I found Logic. I'm like, okay, let me make beats off of Logic. Like, okay, I was getting good with it. Okay. To the release FL Studio for Mac, I'm getting back into this. I missed this. This is why I started, and it was easier for me. So all right, let me get it. I start working on it. That's why I make music now. It's just that I use that.
Are you using both at times, or do you find yourself going because you're more familiar with FL?
Nah, I'll go both. Sometimes if I'm too lazy to chop off the sample off the MPC because there's a whole process out of it. Or so sometimes I'll go put it in the computer in the DAW. And just chop right there and just record it straight to the MPC, just cut up already. Yeah. So I don't have to go to the straight records. Because when you put in the MPC, you have to individually go around like a wheel to cut it where you want to cut, press buttons, cut it, assign it to the pad, and all that stuff. I'm like, fuck, it's a hassle sometimes. So I'll do the lazy way out now. I'm going to go to digital and just put it there.
So you do a combination of like both like hardware, the MPC, and then like DAWs, right? Like, or your computer, right?
There's ways now. I think there's ways now to use that as a MIDI controller too to the computer. Mm-hmm. But you have to buy certain cables and all that stuff. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, no, it can get. I mean, I hope like folks really, you know, understand or get to see like from these conversations, right? Especially like with producers or even MCs, right? Mm. And then producers in the loose sense of the word, right? Because you can be someone that does like engineering and captures audio and all that, and they still call your ass a producer, you know? Or you can be someone like you who takes music or inspiration from other music, right? And makes music from that, right? And then you're still a producer, right? And you can then take that, and if you wanted to, sit in that same seat and engineer, right? Or capture some audio from someone else over your own, you know, instrumentals. I think that's dope, man. You know, do you find yourself using one more than the other, or are you like, I'm strictly FL, sometimes MPC, or do you like what's that for you?
It just depends what I feel like making. Or I feel like going like straight like music today, like the trap music. I go digital and make it easier for myself to do it there. I bet there's ways you could do it in the home drum machine. It's just that you gotta figure that out.
Yeah, I'm sure because you have to. Well, one thing about the drum machine is it doesn't come with like like installed kits, audio kits, right? Like
you have to put everything by yourself.
Yeah,
one by one.
Yeah, like the library that you get maybe in FL or even in Logic, right? Doesn't exist in the drum machine, so you have to import or somehow like figure out like, boom, that sound. I want to sample it, bring it in, and then start manipulating it. Like that. I think that's like part of like pulling back the curtain on some of these things and seeing like all the hard wires and all that, right? Of what it takes to like make music, right? Of what it takes to from a producer's side, right? To get all of that down for someone outside when it's coming through the speakers, right? To enjoy it, you know. I don't think a lot of people get a sense of that, you know. Like I kind of geek out on that too, because it is a long process, bro. Like sometimes people are like, you don't know that just that little part that you like took me like 4 hours, or it might have just been like, that's not my favorite part, but it took me 30 minutes,
and
you know.
If it goes well, I'm like, all right, I'll keep it.
Yeah, you know. So like I like to kind of like just point that out because a lot of times I feel like production or just music making in general, like it's such an involved like art, but the finishing product is always what gets celebrated so much, you know, than the actual like process of what it takes to like make something, you know, like a hit or even walking into a room, vibing with some folks and then being like, okay, that sound right there, we're going to use that to like continue this vibe, you know? I think that's part of the process, the creative process that a lot of people don't get to see, you know? And so like, I always kind of like to highlight or underscore it a little bit, you know, and be like asking those kind of questions, you know? And then a lot of people honestly don't know how the hell these sounds get made, you know? Like maybe they'll have a sense if they're doing, you know, like concerts or if they're going to concerts and seeing their favorite DJ do a little something, but even still, like they're not seeing what they're actually doing, you know? Like, so I always kind of like to pull that, like the curtain back a little bit and seeing what makes the magic, you know, like happen and stuff, you know? How did you get into all of this, dude? How did you learn all those things? Did you just, you know,
YouTube University?
Hey, fuck, for reals, yo. For reals.
That's where everything is now. You just go to YouTube and search it out, like tutorials. Like, there it is.
Yeah.
It's free.
Yeah. No, I mostly ask too, because I know that there's YouTube, right? But it doesn't always work for people, you know? Like, that's why I'm always curious to hear, like, how people... or other creatives, you know, kind of like got into it and stuff. Cause I would say the same thing, bro. Like, honestly, like I got taught Logic in the Logic, like, what was it? Logic 8 or some shit like that.
Yeah, that's old. Yeah. It was all white and everything.
Okay. So, you know, yeah. So I got trained in that one. And it was like one of those like weekenders. Cause like at that time where I worked, they're like, whoa, we're building a studio. We're all teaching artists. So you guys get to learn some of this shit if you want, and there's an opening. So guess what? You're gonna sit through like 8-hour days for the next 3 days to pretty much like pick this up, you know? And thankfully, you know, like I'm grateful and thankful for that moment because that pretty much like took me from using Cakewalk, which was a whole different program on PC back in like 2006 or something like that. And Cakewalk was pretty much just like you put your headphone jack microphone and like are able just to record vocals into that. Yeah.
Through audio input?
Through an audio input, bro. Yeah. And that was on my PC. I didn't have the Macs back then, you know? Yeah. And that pretty much was like, oh, okay, so I can record. I can take my voice, capture it through a mic and put it into a computer and then be able to like move it around or bring in tracks and start, you know, to like record on there. Or get a sense of recording. It was like GarageBand before GarageBand was a thing, but for just PC.
What was it called?
Cakewalk.
Cakewalk?
Yeah, Cakewalk.
I gotta look that up. Yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah, it was crazy. PC, bro, like clunky. Yeah, it was like it was crazy. The interface was interesting, but it was white, gray, all that corporate kind of like PC look, you know. But if it wasn't for that initial exposure to that, the training that I got through Logic wouldn't have felt like intuitive because I already knew what sound waves looked like when recorded. I already knew like inputs, outputs, kind of like
you know, like the certain basics.
Yeah, right? You know, like so the language wasn't too like you know foreign to me when I got exposed to it. But my follow up to that was YouTube. You know, my follow up to that kind of training, and even the homies like being like, "Yo, here, Photoshop 3, check it out, man." Yeah, exactly. I was like, and then from torrents, BitTorrents, you know, just downloading it from Pirate Bay. Yeah, you know, like and still on that same PC that I had Cakewalk on, you know, and I hadn't jumped over to Logic just yet because I didn't have a Mac, you know. I just got trained on that shit, and I was like, damn, the only time I can kind of go back and see what's up in that was at work.
Yeah, because it was right there, the Mac, and because freaking Logic wasn't for PC.
At all, bro, at all.
It was Apple. And
yeah. So for me, that time was like, all right, cool, you know, and then when YouTube was barely kind of coming around, you know, I would go in there and see what's up with Photoshop, you know, and like teach myself all these things. So like I pretty much taught myself a lot of the stuff, right? Yeah. Even with some of this stuff, you know, like OBS, like all that, you know, to be able to make things just happen.
Some videos will be like, but some, you have to stand through it. You're like, I gotta keep watching this and learning. Like,
it's like classrooms, bro. Yeah. It's like, you know, sometimes you get the luck of the draw and you get good professors. Sometimes you're just like, damn, this fool sucks. Fuck, man. Like,
that's how I was at school. Like,
man, so, you know, but it's a combination of that. That's why always for me, like, it's like the fast track and the short track. You know, the short track is like quickly like try to get something off YouTube, you know, and that goes a long way. The fast track for me is like those weekender kind of like trainings, you know, like certificate trainings and stuff like that, you know, because those can get pretty like detailed, and you're like, damn, this fool taught me the entire program just like one sitting in like 72 hours. You know,
you have to write notes too. Now you forget your phone. Like, fuck.
Yeah. So I actually heard you say school.
Yeah.
Talk about that, man.
Yeah, freaking. When I was hanging out with Mesca, I found out he went to the LA recording school. I'm like, that sounds interesting. Like, I want to go. I think I would like to go to that. So I'm like, all right. I started looking it up. I signed up. Started going there for a while. It was pretty fun till the pandemic hit. And then switched everything online. Like, I can't do this online.
Damn.
So wait, mostly hands-on, the school.
Yeah, you have to, because it's like hardware, software, you know what I mean? You have to be in there, and it's like where you get your, like the boot camp, you know, your training grounds and stuff.
Yeah, there'll be times the class would take us downstairs to the studios they're at, and he would test us like, oh, you got to click this button and do this first. You got to do all that.
Yeah.
And freaking, you can't do that online. Like, I can't do this. I'm like, I'm going to put myself out and just wait till this thing's over. I would message some friends and be like, hey, is the school open yet? I was like, no, there's still everything online. I'm like, fuck. To today, they're still not open, I heard.
So wait, so you started going to school when? 2018 there or 2019?
Yeah, like 2018, 19, around there. I started going. It was cool. I learned a lot of things. They were teaching me Pro Tools because I didn't know how to work that at all.
Yeah.
I was going through, they were showing us Pro Tools, showing
That's
us
another one.
They're teaching us like history about music, what came up first, what influenced what. The hardware, the studio, the big ass soundboards. That's the main thing I wanted to learn was the big soundboards.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just confusing because there's a lot of buttons. You're like, fuck.
Yeah. There's a lot of fucking buttons on that.
And the most fun class we had was for filming. We had to work with Foley. So they took us to the Foley room, and they had like a back room with like a bunch of garbage. And we used that to make sounds. They gave us animation, and we had to put audio on it.
Yeah, so you were doing a lot of like sound design.
And that was fun to me. I'm like, damn,
steps,
that's cool.
breaking bones with cabbages.
And some students were bringing like shoes, like their own shoes, like from home. I'm like, that's cool.
To make extra steps. Yeah.
That was cool. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's honestly to me like that's when I'm doing video editing. That's the kind of stuff that I really like. Am happy to have learned Logic or know about Logic and sound like engineering or recording, because when I think about video and the sound design under that, I'm like, you could like tell a story or enhance a story just with audio, you know?
Well, one of our homeworks too, the teacher gave us, we had to do like something based on a movie. Well, just pure sound, no visuals. So you have to make a sound like something like what is like what type of movie is this from? I did Scream. So freaking I put like dark ambience, like a knife, a phone call, and all that stuff. And the students had to guess, hey, what movie is that? So everybody like, this movie. Like, oh, that's cool. So
That's
like,
sick.
Shit, yeah.
That's sick.
That was fun to do. Like, oh shit, like I didn't know you could do something like this.
Do you still find that some of that stuff you're applying in your current day-to-day production?
Foley work, not really, because I already do that filming and all. But with music, yeah, sometimes I do, because sometimes like being a song, sometimes I'll put like little effects.
Okay.
So sometimes I'll get like some Foley packs or something off online and figure out what I could add. Or I could use it as percussion and music too sometimes. I'm like, okay, I could probably use that and that. So sometimes, yeah, I'll still use it today. It's just like really rare for me to use it. Like,
Okay. Yeah, no, because I could see how easy it would be for you to like, just think in that space and be like, all right, I can bring that in here, make this kind of music more cinematic and shit, That's super dope, man. How has any of that like influenced your current work?
Since when the pandemic hit, because I was working with, I was booking it with Mezcal at the studio.
Yeah,
he was letting me use the studios for work. I'll bring artists in, record, get a little money off of it. So I was working there I was there when the first closed the city.
Yeah,
I was there at the studio, and Mezcal came in the door. I was right there.
Was this still at
right there on First Street?
First Street, right?
Yeah. I was there. I booked the session in the afternoon with me and my homie.
Dog, that was March 13, 2020, I think. Yeah,
I was there. Me and my homie went to the studio to just like hick it and work.
It was a Friday too.
And we knew it was here in LA, but we just know it was gonna get this crazy.
Right.
So I was just there with the homie. Next time Mexico came through the room, I'm like, what? Because we have a calendar to show who's at the studio. So you didn't see the calendar? Like, no, I'm here. Oh, they're closing down the city. I'm like, what do you mean? Yeah, they're shutting down everything. I'm like, what the hell? He's like, and that's when he decided to move out.
Damn.
I'm like, all right, cool. So that whole time to this year, I was not working at all. I just had my friend's house, recording at his home, working on my music. To later on, I'm like, I want to get my own space. And I was talking to my dad. He said, he'll help me. Going through the Craigslist every day, finding spots. Some places will be too far. Some places will be too expensive.
Like you're talking about like actual physical little
room,
300 by 400 square foot or something like that.
I found a place and then it's size 20 by 20 and they're charging me $850 a month.
Okay.
So it's not bad. And luckily when I found out about the place, because my homies have a studio there also.
Oh, damn. Okay.
It was a trip too, because when I went to go see the room, it was an afternoon. I ended up finding out the room I'm getting is right across the hall from my homie.
Oh, damn.
So now every once in a while. So yeah, it works out. So when I'm there, the homies are there. So we're always making music together. Blah, blah, blah.
I'm gonna have to go check it out, man.
Yeah, come through.
Yeah, definitely, dude.
Yeah.
We should have done this over there.
We could have. It's just that studio is mostly known for bands.
So
here,
okay.
Constant bands. Sometimes you get lucky and there's no bands there. Like, okay,
you're
cool,
like,
we can work on music.
Must be a Tuesday.
Yeah, that's what I hate, because you constantly hear punk, rock, corridos, and cumbias. That's what you hear the most there.
Hey.
And you rarely hear like hip hop or techno or something in there. And like, okay, like, all right, something's going on.
That's what's up, man.
But that's the hard part, because sometimes when I try to bring customers in, I'm like, I go there, I'm like, oh, this band's here.
Oh, to record and stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes I'll get lucky. Sometimes they're not loud enough. Their band, but I'll be out in the back. You can hear a bit. I can still record. You won't hear in the recording.
Yeah.
But it's just like, fuck, like, damn, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So freaking now I'm planning to see I can get a better job and move out, because I want to get a 2-room to actually do like the booth and all that shit.
Yeah.
It's just the money for it.
I mean, yeah.
Expensive.
Oh yeah, no, especially right now, That's cool though, man, that you're, experiencing that, having a space to like dedicate to creativity.
Because before that, I was not doing nothing. I was just home all day, bored. I'm like,
that's
I can't do nothing. And I can't really bump music loud because I have a younger brother and he would always complain, like,
doing his
too
work.
Loud. No, he just complained, like, I'm trying to watch TV. Blah, blah, blah. Like, put your headphones. I'm like, I can't do it with the headphones, because I had to carry a case when I started.
Yeah.
I put it on my table and plug it up and bump it, and freaking, he'll be like, I'm trying to watch TV.
Damn it.
Shut it down. I'm like, what the fuck? Sometimes I'll be working music and my parents come in. They won't come play till later on, kids a little more late. I'm like, hey, put the music down. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, fuck, I need more space.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that's also part of the reason, like, why I'm here too. Like exploring different spaces. Just checking out like what's out there. Especially now that things are kind of opening up a little bit. So I just wanted to see, like, all right, let's go, let's move. You and I talked about getting on this for quite some time, either through Zoom or in person. But I'm like, man, Zoom.
Yeah, that's when I messaged you, because I'm like, through Zoom or freaking meetup, and that's when you told me, all right, meet up.
Zoom is gonna be like the option for the homies who are like out of state or out of city,
or they're
you
just
know,
too busy to
or
car or something.
or like exactly, you know. But even then, I'll pick your ass up, you know. We'll do it in the car or something, you know. Just jump in.
Why not in the car?
Yeah, I'm saying, cool. Bro. I'm saying.
I pass by McDonald's or something.
Yeah, for reals, with all the mics set up and the cameras, you know, set up the GoPros.
Yeah,
and
GoPros. Like, last time I met some artists from Las Vegas. He tells me he records in his car. I'm like, really?
Yeah, bro.
Like, oh, shit. Like,
sometimes you get the best freaking vocal audio in your car because it's like a little self-contained, you know, like space.
You told me he go to Walmart or wait in the middle of the night when no one's there. He just be in the parking lot. I'm like, really? That's scary.
Some serial killer shit right there. Damn, that's funny, bro. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, honestly, like I think that's kind of inspiring sometimes, you know. That's dope. Well, you know, I'm best of luck in the studio space, dude. Let's talk. You know, I want to see the space too before you move out to the new one.
I'll probably be there for a few more months, probably like a year or something at least, because I've been having that for like 5 months now.
Oh, okay, nice.
So I've been not there that long.
You're still kind of like
adjusting. Yeah, but I got the setup. Freaking when I first got the space, my mom helped me out to buy the speakers.
Nice.
To buy me the Yamahas.
Ooh,
motors.
Nice. The white ones?
No, the black ones, the bigger ones.
Oh, okay.
And freaking my dad, he helped me out to buy a new Mac, the desktop. So he helped me out with that and everything.
Yeah.
He helped me with buy the couch. So my parents are really supportive. They got me all the stuff. They been lucky because my parents was a small business at the plaza. You remember?
Yeah.
Freaking, they had like a little mini fridge from Staples. Snapples.
In there?
In the studio. They gave it to me, so I had my studio Snapples. I was like, oh shit, you know how some business like companies that have like a little name on the top of the fridge? I would try to remove it and put my own name on it. I would try to do that. I figured out how to do that.
That'd be the move.
Yeah.
That'd be the move, man. That's sick.
Yeah, and right now, freaking lady, I've been letting bands rehearse in there.
Okay.
So church bands come in, they rehearse for a couple hours. I'm like, okay, go
Where I mean, without saying exactly like where the location is at, like what city is it? Just
in Vernon.
Vernon? Oh, okay.
So it's not far from Boyle Heights.
I don't know. Yeah, no, that's like
a good like 10-minute drive.
Prime location there.
Yeah,
I mean, it's Vernon, dude, because it's like Vernon, HP, Huntington Park, right? And then on the other side, you got Boyle Heights. You know, like Boyle Heights or like downtown LA-ish. You know, like area. That's a good spot, man.
And the street right next to right there by the studio, freaking when he went straight, Maywood is right there.
Oh, right. Okay.
So freaking every time we get hungry in the middle of the night, they're like, there's a main street right there, like McDonald's, Taco Mexico right there. So we always go through there. We're hungry. Let's go get some food right there.
That's because you're not too far from all the good food spots right there.
We're not close to we're close to HP. Like, let's go hit In-N-Out. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because right there on Pacific. Yeah.
We're not far. So like, let's go.
In La Pacific. Yeah. Heck yeah, dude.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's a good space, man. Food. Let me know. I'm like 20 minutes from there, man.
Oh really?
Yeah, because I'm in Compton, dude. I'm up the way. I'm on like Rosecrans and Atlantic, you know, so kind of like in that 710 105 area.
Oh, okay.
But like HP's down the way, you know, just jump on Long Beach.
Sometimes I have to pass by there because my brother's friend, sometimes she'll come to my house. So I'll have to drop off, and she lives in that area. So sometimes I have to go over there and go back. And it's not far from each other. So if I'm going over there, I might as well go to the studio. And,
let me know. Be like, hey.
I'm there all night. I'll be there till like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Bro, see, that's the dope ass. You know, like just having that space. You know,
be there all night, bumping, no complaints.
Exactly. I think that's the beautiful part about having like a space where you pretty much could be loud and have like, you know, not be a nuisance to your neighbors or even like your siblings if they're your neighbors as well. You know, so
you're good bumping in 24 hours. You're there, chilling.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And no noise complaints. That's what I love about it. You get bumping as loud as you want, as long as you're not. Wow.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's super cool.
Yeah.
So, have you created anything in that space that you know you want people to like, you know, get their ears on or anything like that? Any new music you've been producing?
Well,
projects?
I just released a project called Virtually Heartbroken, and freaking that's based on just like emo type music, that type shit. And
we all need that sometimes, man.
I'm still on that, so freaking I'm still making the journey I found out like all the music I like to do is pure sad music. I don't know why.
Sad boy, man.
Yeah,
sad boy gang right here.
Yeah, so that's why I like making a lot, just sad music, because I'm always on my feels. So I'm like, I'll put this in my music.
Hey, man, I'd be concerned if you were an artist and didn't have feels to like, make music from or talk about,
And the thing too, because the type of artists I work with don't really make music like that, so I have to go online. I usually go on SoundCloud. I go to freaking artists and I freaking like their music. I hit them up, follow them on Instagram, talk to them, I go back to their SoundCloud, go to the likes they like, and like for other artists or probably music artists of the future with. I'm like, okay, let me talk to these guys.
Okay.
And that's how I got my project going, because I was working with a lot of people from around the world. So freaking 2 artists on my project are from Australia.
Nice. Okay.
I was tripping like, oh shit, all right, cool.
That's the beautiful part about the internet, man.
Yeah,
fucking
meeting everyone around the world.
Yeah, I remember SoundCloud, dude, getting in the messages, bro, being like, yo, your beat is dope, some fool from France. Or I didn't even know he was from France until he's like, oh yeah, here, use it, I'm from France, by the way. I was like, what the
I didn't care about that. Like, we need so much people around the world, you don't even know it. Oh shit.
Yeah, I think that's the dope part about the internet, and or at least like how accessible like music making is these days, and then the creative or collaborative process, because of the internet, fools are like Australia, Colombia, like wherever, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's just a matter of like you were saying earlier, like jumping on some of those like platforms and like looking for shit,
looking for artists, looking for that's how it is. Because you do the same thing on YouTube. It's just more difficult because plus the advertisements and freaking. Sometimes you'll find music like it will suggest like other time like something completely different where you're listening to. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, no, for reals, and it won't be like your vibe at all or anything like that.
And SoundCloud gives you that because you could click on a track and click a setting called Go to Radio, and freaking give you a whole bunch of music similar to that song you're listening to. Yeah, that's what I like about it. Like, oh shit, I didn't know that. So I was like, oh, okay, let me go through this list and go to the song I like. Click that radio again. Go to the deeper rabbit hole about it. Like, all right, let's keep going and listen to music. And later on, I started making my own playlist of music I like. Like, oh shit, I like this music. And that's why I think some of this music they're not Spotify, iTunes because the Beats didn't buy it, so they gotta upload it in there. Yeah. Are
you still using SoundCloud to kind of like put your stuff up, or is there
really?
Or where can folks like find your music? Or
I usually for beats, I usually just post them on Instagram. I post my little clips up there and put it for sale. If someone hits me up like, okay, here you want to buy it? Let's talk. As for majority Instagram. That's where I put my beats, and for my music, Spotify, iTunes.
So people can find you on Spotify,
iTunes, Pigeon Beats.
Pigeon Beats.
You'll find me there. I'll just be spaced out. Some people put it together.
Oh, okay. So Pigeon and then Beats.
Yeah.
Got you. You make sure I can't find him. Putting it all together. That's what I hate about
people be like, hey, I can't find you. Like, you gotta spell like this or faking. That's the thing I trip out. Artists is they spell their music weird. Their name is weird, so they spell it differently.
Yeah.
So how you spell yours? PH?
RHIPS. Yeah. RHIPS. Yeah. If without the H, you won't find me on there. Yeah.
So it's true. I get it. People have to do a creative way to spell out their name.
Yeah.
Be different from people.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, okay, let me do this.
Yeah. You're like, what was it again? Damn. 2 spaces, 1 space.
Especially Instagram, I'll be like, hey, what's your name on Instagram? This is I can't find you. Type it in.
_ 4587.
What the fuck?
Best vibes. I was like, damn, fool. Still can't find you.
Type it in. I'll be like, here's the phone.
Yeah, nah. That's good though, man. So folks can find you. What's your Instagram? That way folks can connect with you.
Instagram is Pigeon Beats with double S.
Yeah,
I try to put with 1 S. I guess someone took it.
So if you get a message, a DM or anything like that from the account with 1 S, they're trying to spam you, y'all. It's probably a little kid from India.
Especially right now, everybody be getting scammed on Instagram. Shit.
Talk about it, man. I be getting like random fish attempts too in my DMs. They're like, "Hey, can you send me? I lost access to my account.
Hey, can you help me out?
Can you send me the link for confirmation or some bullshit?"
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck?
I just be sending them gifts, fool. Back, I'd just be like, "Oh yeah, tell me more."
Because the scary part, because I found out how they do that shit. I know how now I know actually how they do that. Cause I ain't but don't be like, I'm not gonna do it to no one. But cause I was just curious, like, how do people do this shit?
Yeah.
So I looked up like videos and hacking shit. Like I really got into hacking. I'm like, freaking, like, how do people do this shit? So I've been thinking, if they try to do that, I'm gonna send them a link for that. I'm like, hey, let me fish it.
The link that they're trying to send you.
Hey, here's the link.
That's hilarious, yo. That'd be hilarious, yo. Honestly, I mean, fight pettiness with pettiness. Why not?
Yeah.
The petty wars.
And that trip out, yeah, because one of the homies got hacked and he sent me a message, but I didn't know he got hacked. He was typing normally. I was like, oh, what's up? Like, oh, what's up? Blah, blah, blah. He said, hey, my shit got locked. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, hold up. And I hit him through a Snapchat. Like, hey, dude, you got hacked? Like, yeah, fool, that's not me. I sent him screenshots. And like, hey, this. I was like, oh shit, fool. Because I actually thought it was real. Like, oh shit, fool. Like, oh. Then look, I didn't click that link or nothing, fool.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Yeah, no, the homie, the same thing. Yeah. That fool clicked on it though, and then he got kicked out of his own account.
And one of the other homie too, he got hacked too, and that shit. He had to make another account. Like,
yeah.
But one of my homegirls, she got hacked. She was telling me, but she got it back. How? I guess she said she directly messaged Instagram and helped her out.
Damn, sometimes they don't though, man. Because apparently, like the homie still like, yo, I've messaged Instagram several times. They haven't replied.
Yeah, she told me that freaking she had to set like a live video confirmation, a video of herself.
Oh damn!
And send it to them, and I guess they confirmed it and gave it back to her. I was like, oh, damn.
That's crazy. They'd be like, yeah, they just wanted $500.
Only 500,
yeah. Shit, dude. Nah, man, some fools be going like crazy, crazy.
I trip out how people would like do that shit. That's fucked up, man.
Yeah, nah. I mean, because once they get into your account, they change their password. You know,
change your password and the email. They can get it back. Yeah,
you're fucked. And if you use that for other stuff, it's
You're fucked. Yeah, that's why you gotta change your passwords every once in a while.
Yeah, no, I just changed mine because of that whole thing. I was like, you know what? I've been seeing because I got an attempt to change my password.
Oh, really?
On email.
Oh shit!
Because I have like freaking the security stuff, right? You send me an email, two form factor verification or whatever. And then I saw an email in there, and I was like, yo, what? This was yesterday. What the fuck? Yeah. I'm gonna change my fucking now. Shit, you know.
That's how I'll be changing my passwords every month.
Yeah, dude. I think I'm gonna start getting into the habit because I was doing it like.
It's tiring though, but fuck, you gotta do it because whatever.
Bro, man, I'd rather be safe than locked out of some shit that because honestly, as an artist, that's like your platform, right? Like where you're trying to like do business, grow your brand, and all that good stuff, right?
A lot of memories in there too. My Instagram, I have a highlight story. It's called In the Studio or Shows. So all the clips I have like in studios, my studio, other people, homie studios, where I put how much I put it in there.
Do you have a YouTube?
No, I have a YouTube. I used to post beats in there. I just don't post it anymore. I get lazy to do it.
Yeah,
I know I'm supposed to do that. Like, hop out, but just like
well, no, I was gonna say because you can download those stories, right?
Oh yeah,
and pretty much like make the same sequence
and just upload it
on video, to YouTube.
Yeah, but I think I constantly always update it, and I'm like,
yeah. I mean that's the one thing about content these days, dog. Like, there's no way around it. It's like you were saying. I think sometimes because you're a producer, or anyone that does like production, video editing, like graphic design, even right. The pains, or even coders, right? Developers, the pain of spending 8 hours just to move the needle a little bit. Not even complete a whole job, bro. Just being like, I'm like a third of the way started. Not even finished.
Started.
Not even finished, bro. I'm like, fuck. All right, So like, I feel that, like I feel like I trip out sometimes on myself because I'm like, dog, like I picked the worst fucking like creative professions or anything like that because it takes so much fucking effort and time to be able to produce something, and then you're like fucking hit with the perfection bug and you're like, fuck, that's just not good,
That'll be happening to me sometimes when I'm in the studio. I'll be sitting there. I'm like, okay, let's do something. I get blank for I can't do nothing. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah, you get like creative block and
creative blocks. I'm just there. I'll just be sitting there watching Family Guy on the computer or freaking. I'll go to YouTube. I'll look up like live streams. So from other producers that I like, I'm like, okay, let me watch this. Probably something will pop up.
Yeah. I think in those situations, man, because I feel like I've been kind of in that space too, and I feel like I've been more in a like a rebranding kind of like space, right? Like seeing what's been working, what's not, and then just being like, all right, cool, let's try something different to kind of like, refresh. But whenever I feel like I'm in that space of like, fuck, like I'm watching more than I'm creating, I try to remind myself that that's okay, because I might be in one of those seasons where the cup needs to be filled up. You know what I mean? I've like did so much thinking, so much like internal work that like that took resources from me. And then what ended up happening is that those resources weren't replenished, but through inspiration, through like shit that fulfills me in life, like going out to nature or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, or I don't know, freaking switch it up. Instead of like MCing, go do poetry or some shit to an open mic or something. You know what I mean? Like switch it up. Just get inspired. Get reintroduced to like your own creativity, so that you can kind of like get out of that rut and like come back, So like for me, like it's this, exploring with podcasting and just being like, yo, let's do it, man. Like technically I do this for a living, except that I don't like you kind of like, fuck, I don't want to do this. I have to set up all these wires, this fucking camera, this OBS. I have to set up, and then it's not going to work because, you move things, they don't work the same, And I'm like, nah, dude, but like, I wouldn't be learning or creating new stuff if it wasn't for this, and trip out, bro. Like I've seen you online several times. I've been at shows, but we've never kicked it. We've never like hung out kind of thing, and that's just been the nature of it, just because of how like things turn and stuff, right? But making a podcast helps to kind of be like, yo, let's slow down a little bit. Let's link, And here it is, like, so for me, it's kind of like that, of like finding different ways to like inspire yourself, but like refresh the old turn in the same old hamster wheel, and be like, let's make this a new adventure, So I'm glad that you're out there, like figuring it out, whatever it is, whatever that next stuff is, Talk a little more about the project that you got out. Where can folks find it?
It's on. Well, first of all, when that project, because that project's a sequel project I did like in 2019.
Okay.
After a heartbreak, because I was heartbroken and freaking I was like, I don't know what to do. I was just lazy and freaking. I was with the homies like, just make beats, and freaking from there we just making music. He told, let's do this for a project. And I didn't know. I couldn't think of a name. And my homie came over. It was virtually heartbroken. Because now these days, what girls break up with you is like on text, phone call, whatever. They can't do it in person. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, it was a pretty good idea. Like, okay, let me keep it. I kept the name. And freaking, I reached out to artists, do that. And freaking, from like a year after that, I've been debating to do another one. Like, fuck, all right, let's do this, do another one. And freaking, I was trying to reach out to artists, they're lagging on me, and people be like, oh, I charge this price. I'm like, fuck. And some people be like, yeah, I'm down. Okay, here's the beat, we're writing. They'll be like, okay, I'm recording right now. And next thing they won't send nothing back, or they just won't reply. I'm like, really? Dang. So freaking took me to like what, like 3 or 4 years to now to release the second part, because artists were just lagging on me and stuff. So freaking, I'm happy now that it's out. But now after that, since now I don't know what to do next, because I'm like, I'm blank, because I already knew what I wanted to do. I was trying to push myself to push that out. Now that it's out, I'm like, what's next? That's the thing I'm thinking, like, what's next? Yeah. So like, but that project is basically like heartbroken music. Because when I told the artists, is the top is just like a heartbreak, talk about like a personal heartbreak, a heartbreak you had, or talking about something that's related to heartbreak, because that was the topic, because it was part of the story, because freaking, that's how that project started, because I was heartbroken. And fuck it, let me do this. And because that's what a lot of people can relate to now these days, because everybody freaking goes through heartbreak. Hell yeah. Yeah, so I'm like, all right, let's do this. So I want to keep that thing too, making more projects like that. Talk about heartbreak and all that shit. So I want to keep that going. But now this second project's out, I'll probably wait like another year to do something similar to that. Okay. And yeah, pretty much, yeah. Are you thinking of working with any of the artists that from that current project that you released to like maybe do like some visuals to it or anything? The thing about visuals, those the people I worked with are not from here.
Oh, dope, dude.
Yeah, like,
I mean, that might present a challenge, but
yeah.
Just figure, coordinate, figure some shit out.
Like I said, two of those artists, because there's 4 or 5 songs, I believe. I don't remember. Freaking 2 of those artists are from Australia.
Right.
There's another 2 artists is from Las Vegas. And there's 1 artist from Canada, and the other artist, I forgot where he's from.
Dope.
Like, so it was a trip when I got all those artists around the world from there.
That's dope. Yeah.
So freaky. I want to work with a few more, especially this one, like 3 of those artists I want to keep working with. It's just that timing, because I get that they have their own stuff to do. They have their own music they want to do. Okay, do what you got to do. So because recently I hit up one of the artists. Hey, let's do something together. Oh, I'm busy. I'm doing this project. But I'm like, oh, that's quite tripping. I'll wait. There's no rush. Ain't tripping.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get on your radar. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know I'm here. Freaking, you want to work again? Let's do it.
Yeah.
Hit me up. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I was just curious about the visuals, mostly because that kind of like sometimes follows the release of the album.
I don't think there'll be visuals for it because, like I said, those artists. I could probably hit up with the people from Las Vegas because Vegas is not far from here.
Yeah, or maybe like not the traditional like music video route, but like visualizers or something like that. Or
I could probably do it because lately I've been learning how to do a 3D rendering.
Oh damn! Like on Blender or something.
Yeah, Blender, and that's 3D. So I've been teaching myself how to use all that stuff. So freaking, I've been trying to teach. It's a hassle because freaking you need a really good computer for it.
Yeah, yes you do, bro.
So like, I'll do like little scenes, blah, blah, blah. Like the album cover I did for Virtual Heartbroken Part 2. I did it off of Blender.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering.
Yeah, it's just a little freaking person in the bed looking at the phone. Like with all dark with like a red light outside, like all depressed type shit.
Perfect.
So I'll keep that because before that I had a different choice of like a person sitting down on the floor, like a field of grass, like with a tree in the back, and him just looking at his phone crying. And I really look at it, I'm like, I don't like this anymore. So I was going through I was going through Pinterest, looking at ideas, looking for following different artists that do the same thing. And get ideas from them, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay.
Trying to get that inspiration.
Yeah, so freaking I got inspired because one of the artists, he did something like that, like in the bed, like he had it in the room. So freaking, yeah, that's how I taught myself how to use Blender. But I still want to keep doing stuff like that. It's just the assets are really expensive for it because you actually have to buy it.
Yeah.
Freaking, it's a lot of time and then you need the good computer for it because that takes a lot of freaking RAM for it.
Yeah, the processing power on that. You need to,
I tried putting in the new Mac because I got the new Mac with the M1 chip.
Yeah.
I was trying it, but it still acts a little slow. I'm like, fuck, I thought this would be good for it. But like, so I was done with it. So I'm like,
shit, okay.
Like, I could probably still do it, but it has to be like small little things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I bet, yeah. Have you considered doing like Photoshop or anything like that?
I've done Photoshop before. I've used it in the past a lot of times. Like right now, because my best friend, he's a professional boxer now.
Oh, dope. Okay.
So freaking, sometimes I'll be helping out with his t-shirts for his fights and all that stuff. Like recently he told me, you know how to do the airbrush, like a carnival.
Yeah.
So he told me, I want something like that. Do something like with a T, because last time I was training that. So just use a T and do it like that style. And okay, here, and I sent it to him. So I just sent it to them, like here, just in case, for sure, you guys gonna do shirts.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, man. That's you're dabbling in different places.
Yeah,
that's a good thing, man.
Like I try in the beginning when I started doing, after music, I was trying to do videos. In the beginning, I was doing my homies' music videos, like little small shit. After I got into photography, because I met friends that do photography. Like I want to get a camera too. Do photography. Find out about 3D modeling, all that stuff. Like hey, I want to do that too. And I don't know what's next. Like, there's a lot of stuff I want to try out. Like damn, like fuck.
Yeah, keep trying it out, man. Honestly, because that's how you get to experience like what you're probably gonna be good at. Yeah. Like if you don't explore with it, then you won't know what you're good at. That's good, man. That's good. That's how I ended up falling in love with like Photoshop, Illustrator, all that.
I tried Illustrator. I just couldn't get a hang of it.
It can get difficult initially and frustrating, but if you stick it out, after a while, like all that confusion, you're just like, oh, that's the fuck that shit does? Oh, damn, okay. Damn, that's a lot of manipulation,
Yeah, because a lot of the graphic designers I follow, the freaking use Illustrator a lot and they do all this crazy like ideas. I'm like, I want to do that shit, just like Illustrator, just like, you gotta click all these buttons and do that. I'm like, I have to watch a lot of tutorials again now.
And then it's kind of different too. Like Photoshop, you manipulate photos,
and then Illustrator, you actually do everything.
You can, it's like digital drawing, pretty much. You know,
if you have an iPad, you can do an iPad.
Yeah.
My brother has one, but my brother won't let me in.
Yeah, but you could do it on a computer. You just need the version of the iPad.
Oh yeah,
the stylus. Pretty much to be able to draw like.
That's what Evident had, I think, for a while.
Yeah. A lot of these fools, these fools that be drawing on there, man. But because that gives you, creative power to do your art, all that, your covers, even more content for social media or whatever, I think these days, even if you're just like a music producer, like you wear several hats, it's not just like, oh, that's all I do, you know, like, nah, this fool.
Yeah, so I have a lot, when artists are coming like, oh, you just do beats, like, no, I do recording too, and like, a lot of people ask, hey, you try rapping? I'm like, I try, but it's not for me.
He's like, that's the one thing
I cannot do. Like, I try to write stuff about. I probably write it, but when it comes to actually like saying it, I think I won't be able to do it. Like, and write or record over a beat, like I think I won't be able to get it. I'm like, okay.
Be like, stay tuned, people, stay tuned.
Who knows? Maybe
he might just pick it up.
Maybe, who knows? But I doubt it.
Pigeon raps.
Pigeon raps.
That'd be crazy, man. Yeah. Fuck. Oh, well, all right. To kind of wrap it up a little bit, dude. Anything else that you're working on that you want folks to kind of like look out for, or make sure that they go check out the new release? Or
you go check out my recent project called Richard Heartbroken Part 2. It's on my Spotify, iTunes, all the major platforms. And right now I'm working with my best friend. He goes by Dan. We're working like in 3 projects right now.
Nice, heck yeah.
So we're trying to work on like a cumbia, reggaeton EP. And another just hip hop, and I think that's it. I think just 2, yeah.
Okay.
So we're just doing that, and freaking that's how I've been doing so far. I'm having another project with a group of rappers called by Chosen Few.
Okay.
So I have that going on also. That should be coming out soon too, because all the tracks are done recording.
Nice.
It's a 3-man group, so sometimes we're waiting for an artist to come record. So freaking the majority of it is done, so that should be coming real soon. And with my best friend Arden. We don't know because he's having a fight next month, so we haven't been kicking it much to finish that up. So probably so when that fight is done, we'll probably start working again and trying to get that finished up and everything.
Hell yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, best of luck on that and your friend's fight.
I know, I hope so. So hope
training camps. Hey, training camps could be a pain in the ass. Dude.
It's just, I believe it's like a 6th or 7th professional fight.
Oh, sick, sick. Yeah, man. Yeah, best of luck with that. Heck yeah. Dude, that sounds like a lot of stuff you got cooking there, man. Looking forward to hearing some of those stuff. I'm sure, just like me, I'll be, like other folks will probably be kind of like checking out your Instagram just to kind of keep updated on, some of that stuff. Any closing words, man? Thoughts?
No, not really.
No, it's easy breezy, man. Yeah. I just want to thank you,
for having me.
Almost last minute, but I said, oh shit, I woke up.
Yeah, I know when you messaged me, I was like, oh shit, because I was thinking when you text me, I was taking my brother to school. I'm like, fuck.
No.
All right, let me go take this to school and I'll text it back.
Yeah,
and
no.
That's what you told me. Like, what time? You told me at 6 to 7.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, I gotta go help my parents. And if you could do it that time, I would have talked to my parents. They wouldn't mind letting me go. It's just that I'd rather go help them out.
It was pretty flexible here on my end too. That's why I was like, oh, don't sweat it, fool. Like, it's a Monday, not too many people come through here. So we'll book it, and get it done and stuff. And so, for me, it's just like getting back into the flow of things too. Like I said, I want to be able to like sit down with people in person and not just through Zoom. Because we could do it through Zoom. Like I said, and I'll have that available for the homies that are either not able to make it immediately or are in some other city or like state or whatever. So
that Wi-Fi issue will happen a lot. So.
Oh yeah. Because you'll probably try to catch like some of the homies who are like like in the middle of the street somewhere. Yeah, like, hey fool, I'm in the ride. I'm running errands. I was like, I told you to be next to the internet.
Yeah.
Don't trip, fool. I got good service.
Go to the library.
Go to the library real quick. So hopefully I get to check out your space real soon, man. Best of luck with everything, bro. Like I said, you freaking busy monster over there.
I tried to stay busy.
That's a good thing, man. Like I think it's beyond trying. You are staying busy, and more than then busy. It's for me. Sometimes it sounds like what we're actually saying is like I'm in there exploring what kind of like alchemy there is to like pull out, you know, and be like, I'm trying to create something from nothing, man. That's all I'm trying to do, and see and marvel at whatever the heck comes out, you know. So that's dope, man. You know, like this is part of why I like sitting down with folks, you know. So to be able to see like and hear about other people's creative process, you know, and then, man, believe it or not, that shit inspires me a lot, you know, because I'm like, damn, that fool's doing that. Hell yeah. Like Blender, I've been wanting to get on Blender too, but for the same reasons, I'm like, nah, I need a new computer.
And lucky too, Blender's free too.
Yeah, I know. That's
software.
Bro, trust, man. I've seen like all these fools doing like CGI and all that. And I'm like, damn. Graphic animations look sick, you know.
That's so far, the hard part about doing that is freaking trying to get realistic faces on it.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I've been looking at a lot of tutorials, but you have to get like additional plugins and all that. You have to do like extra.
Yeah, that's where it starts to cost money.
You can probably get it, but the skin texture won't look right. I'm like, damn, this shit, I can't do this shit. It's too difficult.
Yeah, that's where you need the step away from the freemium and go to the premium.
Yeah,
you know?
but that's money. It's like,
oh yeah, man. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to, you know, seeing what other Blender stuff you come up with, you know, since you did your recent release album cover on that. Again, man, just thank you for coming through. No you problem, know, thank you this has been another episode of Snacks and Raps with the homie right here, Pigeon Beats. That's Pigeon Beats with 2 S's
on Instagram.
On Instagram. So make sure you follow him, yo. And again, I'm your host, RHIPS. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll be in touch soon on the next episode, y'all. Peace.